Right. Hey guys, Buckskin Dave here. Well, I gotta get this thing ready for hunting season. This weather's so hot. I don't know, I may not start shooting, going after my elk until it gets a little bit cooler. As you can see, yesterday we did get a little drop in temperature and some snow, but I think it's coming back to warmer temperatures again. Anyway, a couple of things I need to do to make this thing ready is one, I need to make a safety for it. And then I also want to put a carrying strap. I have one on my 54 and I really like it. I don't know, I can't really say I've seen many of the Hawkins, samples of Hawkins that had a carrying strap hooked to it. I'm not doing it to be historically correct or not. I'm doing it because it's just easier to carry this sometimes the distances that I have to, or carry it along with dragging a deer or something like that. So I'm going to put that on, and then I need to make a pouch for it, and I think for this gun I'm going to make a belt pouch that I can either put on my period correct clothing or just on my regular hunting clothes. You know, I played the buckskinner game for a long time and stayed period correct for whatever time period that I was in, and now I just kind of stay in my time period and that's it. So which is usually somewhere in the 1800s, but if you're looking for period correctness out of me, you know, you're gonna have to kind of look elsewhere, because I don't stay period correct anymore. Anyway, come on in the shop, let's get some coffee, and we'll start working on this. So we're going to go with safety first, because that's always first. And this is just a piece of leather that from that pouch I was making last. This is just a scrap piece, and I got a little dovetail on it, and you can see let's let her focus. I shot a 22 short, or a CB cap, and this is an expended shell, and I push it through, punched it through, and I put a little dab of Gorilla Glue to hold it in there. Another thing that you can do is get some artificial sinew and wrap it around there and tighten that up, and I may have to do that eventually. Sometimes this leather starts to stretch. Then I just tie that right onto my trigger guard, like so, with just a regular old square knot. And it's up out in the front, out of the way. Then I can just spin that around, and I put that I put that 22 CB cap over top of the nipple, and then set my hammer down on it. That keeps moisture out of there if there isn't a cap on there, and there's no way that hammer is going to fall on that. You do got to be careful though. You're walking through the brush, and if it's loaded, it's still a gun. Keep it pointed in a safe direction. Don't put anything in front of it you don't want to destroy. But you might walk through the brush and something might pull it back a little and it drop and then come forward or anything like that. So just like any safety, it's mechanical and it is prone to a failure. But for most general purposes, that adds a little bit of protection to that cap. Okay, now I'm going to get to the strap. I've got a strap here. I did not make it, I bought it. And it's designed to have a attach point here that would go to the back of the stock, about here, and then this will go to a point up here. And I've got a little piece of iron furniture for it to slip to. This is going to go on the front of the rifle, you'll see here in a minute. And this is going to go in, this screw here is going to go into the stock. I don't need a warranty on my vehicle. Man, I am so tired of these phone calls for this frickin' warranty shit. My vehicles are all too old for a warranty, okay? Anyway, that's who that was. So what I have to do first is give these a polish. They're cast parts. I'm going to polish them up. I'm going to toss them in the, this gun is blue furniture, so it's going to go in some little cold blue. And then I've already marked where I want to put this on this barrel. Right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a small tab similar to, well, almost really close to exactly what I used to tie it down with the keys, only it's not going to have a keyhole in it. It's going to have nothing there. And then I'm going to drill a hole through the wood and through that key to put this on. Then in the back, like I said, we'll drill this. We'll drill a hole in the wood and we'll put this in the back to hold it on. So that's what I'm planning on doing today. Grab you a cup of coffee. I got mine right here. And let's get to work on this. I'll get this started and I'll get the barrel off, and I'm going to cut a dovetail in the barrel for that part. So, all right, guys. So I threw this in the. I wasn't feeling much like cutting this by hand, so I threw it in the mill, and I put that in there. So now we just gotta, what we have to do is dig this out in the stock so it'll sit flush, and then I'll drill a hole through it, through the wood and through this all together, and then we'll put her back in. So the first thing I want to do is mark it in the stock, which means I need some. Okay, so put a little lamp black on there. Put it on the edges of this, in case we gotta dig down in there too. Alright. And this should mark it right where it needs to go. Alright, I'm going to need to get a couple of chisels and a wooden mallet. And we'll get that dug out. Okay. I've got to, first thing I've got to do is I have a little bit of bedding compound here that I got to crack out of there. Yeah. And then once that's out of there, I can dig that out so that sits flush, and then we'll use our alignment tool to tell us where to put that hole. Okay. I've gotten kind of good at running these screws. If you're not good at it, put it in a drill press, because if it's a little off, it'll look goofy. And then sometimes you have to bend this to fit the wood a little, and be careful because it will break. And I try to put it on. It's kind of hard to put it on without scratching the wood, but I like it to have a little bit of space in between the wood and the metal, mainly so it won't scratch the wood as it's, you know, moving around back and forth like that. So, okay, let's get that in there. Okay. Sometimes these things are hard to get started. There you go. Try to make sure that the little ears are perpendicular, because if they're not, it'll cross straight in there and you don't need it. There we go. So that's on there, and it's gonna rub your wood. Try not to let it, but I don't know what you can do to keep it from rubbing the wood. So. Anyway, that goes there. Now we have to, let's put this in. There we go. All right, now get this in here. Now what we have to do is drill a hole in the stock here for this, for the tail end of this. And this still has some oil on it, so let's get that off. And then, like I said, a little touching up on the metal parts with the blue, cold blue. This one, I'm going to use, okay, that one's about 4 inches to the back of trigger guard. And the one on my 54 is just right. So, let us find a drill bit. For this. And this one has to be, it's got to be small enough that it'll thread, but it's got to be right so it doesn't. There, that's the one right there. Don't want it to break the stock. So I'm going to drill this and get this in here. It's important to get that hole correct. Make sure that it screws down in there enough. It has to make its threads, own threads in the wood. So, and it has a little hole there where you can stick this punch in. And so you want it to kind of be tight so it makes a really good thread in the wood, and it'll hold. And then the other side, that's right on your, perfect. Now if you have a patch box like this, make sure you don't stick it somewhere where you punch into the patch box. That'd definitely be a screw up that won't be visible, but till you open the patch box anyway. All right, boys and girls, I'm going to make something similar to this, only it's not going to have a zipper and it's not going to have Lyman written on it. It'll be made out of a leather pouch, and I'm probably going to put some kind of face on it for a cover. I got a couple of coyote hides here, and one of the faces would be just right on there. So that'll probably be another video. I want to shoot. Let's go shoot. Yeah, this baby's ready to go. Oh. So anyway, every time I take this thing out, I always try to shoot it. It's already getting war marks on it because I do take it out in the woods with me. You know, it's really nice to keep these things looking really nice, but if you take them out, you're going to get war marks on them. This one's getting quite a few already, but it's nice and accurate, and it'll definitely take out whatever I try to kill. But I do like shooting it every once in a while. Nice. Let's try it a little further away. Let's see, I got my 100-yarder up here. Let's see what we can do with that. For this shot, let's use the back side of this Idaho shooting bench. And let's see what we can do with it. You should be able to hit that. That was a hit. Nice. Oh, I got to do that again. Nice. Anyway, I don't know if the smoke got in your way or not. It kind of was blowing that way. I'll load it up. I'm going to do it again. 3 shots, if I got them all in the green up there, which I probably did. Nice. Beauty. Okay. Well, we got the strap, we got our safety, and we got an idea. We got an idea for the pouch. So I'm going to start on that pouch probably tomorrow, and I'll this thing will be ready to go hunting. So anyway, I'm Buckskin Dave. Thanks for joining me for a cup of coffee. Stick with the channel. We're going to do some more of this kind of stuff, and I'm glad you dropped by. I'm hoping you guys have a great day. My FedEx guy is here. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.